Hello and welcome to this cloud-powered file viewing webinar with myself, Henry Coombs. I'm a technical specialist at Cadline and I look after BIM 360 from a technical perspective. So today I'm going to be giving you a brief introduction to BIM 360 document management. BIM 360 document management is part of the BIM 360 cloud suite of technologies from Autodesk. I'm going to be going through some of the biggest benefits really of the system today. So for example, we can view a large number of file formats in the system, DWG, Revit files, etc. We can store and share our files in the cloud. We can mark up and comment. We've got various communication technologies inside of that, and we can control all of it from within inside of BIM 360 document management. So if I just flick into Google Chrome, this is a cloud-based technology. So I've accessed this via a web browser. I'm in Google Chrome right now. We have, because it's in the cloud, access to mobile devices. So we have access on iPads, iPhones, any Android devices. We've got unlimited storage in here, so we can upload any file format to BIM 360. But we can view up to 50 different file formats from within the web browser. So we can view PDFs, DWG, Revit files, Navisworks, IFC, almost any Autodesk or CAD file format we can view inside of the web browser. So for example here, we've got a DWG file. If I just click on that, it will open that file within the what Autodesk called the Forge viewer. So this is their new viewing technology, which will allow you to view any sort of file format. And we have all sorts of capability in this user interface, which stays the same no matter which file you're viewing. So on the right hand side, for example, I could use my cloud markup tool, draw a cloud there, hit save, and each markup I add is being stored on the left hand side. So if I just go in here and I add, let's just say, an arrow there, save that markup, that's going to be added in our markup views on the left hand side. And it tells you who's added the markup, what time they added it, and what version of that drawing it was on top of. If we come out of there and we go to our PDF folder, for example, I've uploaded a couple of PDFs into this area, and the system works in the way that the file name stays the same across all of your projects, and the system actually manages the version for us. So we don't put revision at the end of the file name anymore. So we don't put rev A, B, C. We keep the file name the same. The system recognizes then when you upload a new version and manages the version for you. So if I were to click on here, for example, we've got version 3. If I drop that down, we can see all the previous versions. We can restore them or download them if we want to. But the point is with this, I log into the system and I can see the latest drawings straight away right in front of me. When I click into one of those drawings, again, just like the DWG, with the PDF, I can view that within the web browser. I can start to do my markups, etc. If I go to my markups here on the left-hand side, you can see I've added a couple of markups previously. We can enhance the markup capabilities using something called issues. So an issue can be really anything. It's used for a number of different functionalities, but essentially it starts a communication workflow between yourself and another person or a group of people. So for example, I can create an issue, and let's just say, for example, I can drop a location marker on this door and I can say, please confirm door spec, for example. I can give it an issue type, so let's just keep that as RFI for now, but we can use this for snagging and things like that if we want to. Design issues, it can be used however really you want to, but we'll just keep this as RFI at the moment. I can then assign a issue to a person or a role, so I'm going to assign this to, let's say, Chris Turner at the moment. Give it a due date, so when we go past a certain date, the system will keep giving that person a reminder if they haven't already come back in and responded to that issue. Hit create, that will then send Chris Turner an email saying you have an issue. He'll get a link, he can click on that link and it will take him straight into Google Chrome or his chosen web browser, open up the drawing and open up that issue straight away, meaning he can come straight into the system and then start to communicate in this instant messenger style window, sort of social media area on the left hand side. So I can say, how are you? Hit send, and that just then starts the communication piece around that particular issue. So this really ends up being your communication area for your project. So don't do screenshots in emails anymore. Don't mark up and comment in, Paint or highlight drawings and scan them in. Do everything in here digitally, assign an issue to somebody and manage that workflow and manage that communication inside of the system. I can then close that issue out if I want to, or Chris can say, okay, I've answered that issue. He can hit done. That will then come back to me, and if I'm happy with it, I can say, okay, that's closed, and I can approve that. Some additional functionality in here as well. Because the system is managing the version for us, we can compare two different versions of a drawing. Now, this is a PDF at the moment, but we can do this with DWGs and other sort of CAD file formats. So that's just giving us a bit of an overlay there. But if I go to the bottom, we can use this little slider bar. We can drag that from left to right, and we can see changes pretty much instantly. And that's with PDFs. We'll have a look at Revit files in a moment. So once I've added these files, I now want to share these with people. So to do that, I can come down to my folder structure on the left-hand side that I created prior to. I can hit my three dots and I can say permissions. Now I can add a person to a folder or a group of people to a folder, and we can give them different levels of permission. So for example, I've got a number of people assigned to this folder. Justin has got a view-only permission. So if I upload a drawing to this folder and we give Justin a view only permission, he can only see that drawing. He can't download, he can't upload, he can't do anything else with it. Whereas Chris Turner has got the view and upload permission, which actually means you can view, upload, download as well. And as you can see, the permissions sort of increase as you go all the way up to sort of full control, so you can rename files and move that around. So very quickly, we've created a space where we can upload information to and share that with people. So rather than uploading your drawings to sort of Dropbox, Google Drive, using WeTransfer and things like that, just upload them to BIM 360 Docs, have everybody assigned to a folder, then everybody can come in and start doing markups and comments and issues as they so please. It just keeps all of your communication in one place, really. If we want to work with BIM models, I just flick over to another project, we can see that I've got a Revit file in here now. As I mentioned earlier, this will view up to sort of 50 file formats, so Revit, IFC, Navisworks, etc. And in the same way I've just viewed a DWG and a PDF in here, I can click onto the Revit file. The user interface stays the same. I've still got my markups on the right hand side, I've still got my compare and my issues on the left hand side. Only this time now we've got a really, really nice model viewer in here. So obviously this is in the cloud, so it's using less of your PC power. And if you are working in Revit or AutoCAD or any application really, and you have to export multiple file formats for other project teams to view, such as IFC, Navisworks, etc., that's additional time that you have to spend prepping those files. Whereas in here, you can just upload your Revit file directly to this and then share that with somebody. They can come in via the web browser and view that inside the web browser. They don't have to download any different file formats. They don't have to learn other viewing technologies, such as Navisworks Freedom, Design Review, Celibri, Tekla. And you just chuck the files in here and share with those teams straight away, really. We've got capability, to cut sections through and things like that. But all of the other functionality that you've already seen, such as the markups, is available on top of models as well. So the user interface stays the same the whole way through. So markups, just flick through my markups there. Issues in the same way, we just plonk in a location marker on the model rather than a drawing. And it just means we are able to just communicate in a better way than we were able to before. And of course, all of this we can do on mobile devices as well. So iPads, iPhones, Android devices. If we come out of here for a second, we can, as we utilized on a PDF and a DWG, we can utilize the compare functionality as well. So I've got version 18 in here, so I can hit compare. Very quickly, this will analyze the change of a model. So obviously a model is digital, it's more intelligent, and what this will do is it will allow us it will give us a nice visual representation as to what's changed. So anything green has been added, anything red has been removed, and anything yellow has been modified. As you can see, we've only got a couple of things that have changed in here actually. We've got a couple of desks that have been added, a couple of desks again that have been removed, but the cladding, for example, cladding and the windows, some curtain walling there, um, that has changed. So we can actually see that either visually or on the right hand side in the results as true. We can drill down to the sort of Revit family name and the element ID. But we can take it a step further. So we can click on, for example, let's say a window, and on the left hand side we can say, okay, that's version 18, show me version 17. If I click on version 17, flick between the two, you can see the geometry actually changes. So we can analyze change right down to the very element detail as well, all within the web browser, all on top of the information that's already been uploaded to a project. So it's a very, very easy to use product. As you've seen, in the user interface, it looks a bit like a Google Drive or a Dropbox, but I would say it's got the ease of use of a Google Drive or a Dropbox, but with a load more construction-based functionality that will help you in your projects. So I would urge you to take a look at this. It's very interesting product at the moment. It's most certainly changing the way that we work for sure by connecting all of our data together. If you want to know more information about that, then please go ahead and contact us on the details on the screen right now, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.